from RedAnt Fashion. And Sarah from Untrained Slackers.
Told you I know how to work it.
Apparently.
Why are you putting it all on me?
I'm not.
Are people talking to us? Hi, look, they're lighting us. They love us. Oh my God.
Sarah,
This is what we have to title on our whole road trip. Look at my little dog. Isn't he cute?
That's
My little dog.
So that's Kobe. So I'm Rachel from RedAnt
Oh, wait,
Fashion.
people are talking to us in a car as opposed to train. If it was a train, I wouldn't have come.
But since we're driving, it's okay apparently.
It's okay.
So it's alright.
Yes.
So this is Sarah from Untrained Slackers. Say hi, Sarah.
Hi.
So
I make videos on Untrained Slackers, and they're cheesy, and they're funny, and they're cute. Go watch them now.
So
I'll forgive you if you
want to
go watch
do
them
a
over there.
Q&A, we're taking questions. Sarah will read them.
Yes, sideways like this.
She'll read them sideways. And that's Gonzo in the back.
Gonzo. Hi.
So tomorrow we're going to head up to Arkansas because Sarah really wants to see the Ozark Mountains. But today...
I hear they're really gay friendly up there.
So today, yeah, up in God country. Kidding
Up in the
me?
Bible Belt.
Have any of you guys out there actually gone up to the Ozark Mountains? Anybody?
Yoler.
No.
Not a talkative bunch here.
Apparently not.
Gosh, maybe it's because they think I'm a little person. I shouldn't say midget, right? Oops, I said it.
Midget is actually not politically correct anymore.
I know.
Now you have to say little person. They constantly change it,
Yes.
which is kind of odd. Does anybody know why they do that? I don't know why they do that. But right now we're heading up to Ojai, California.
When did you first realize you were gay? When did you first realize when you were gay, Rachel?
Sarah,
I exposed Rachel because she has tons of pictures on Facebook.
Sarah, how
kissing
old were you?
girls.
Okay, well seriously, that's a serious question. How old were you when you realized that you were gay?
Well, I'm not 100% gay. You guys all call me a lesbian because I think you think it's making fun of me.
No.
I just let you guys do it.
We call
Well,
you. She only dates women. She's
That's
only.
not true.
When have you dated men?
When I was younger. Last decade,
When?
I've only dated women.
No, when was okay? Like beyond Gabe, she's had like one boyfriend ever.
Gabe was the only one I brought home.
So you did have boyfriends. How interesting.
But yeah.
And then she came out. No, because you did. You came out and you told our parents that you were gay.
I know, I never did that. I never
Yeah,
had the
because-
coming out thing.
You did with Mom.
No,
Mom claims you did.
I didn't.
We're
Mom
calling
asked
her a
me if
liar.
I have a girlfriend. I said yes.
All right. Well, she's been gay for the last 10 years. In our family, though, see, I don't know how you explain that as far as, like, how long have you known you were gay? Because, like, in our family, honest to God, like, out of every group of kids, one of, like, every, like, family between two parents, they have, like, in our family, 3 to 4 children. One of them is gay. And so there's just, it's very prevalent on both sides of our family. And so it was never an issue of coming out or an issue of what are people going to say or what are people going to think or wondering whether or not we were going to be accepted.
Well, that was Mom's side. Dad's side is just the bunch
Dad's
of
side,
bigots.
they are. I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Our
they belong
father's
up in
side
the
is much more.
Ozarks.
But the thing is that I think that because we were raised by Mom and our parents were split, that no one really cared what Dad's side of the family was going to say because
My brother never saw them.
it was
Whatever.
kind of like it wasn't. Sexuality was never really a black and white issue in our family. It was never like you have to be one thing or the other. It was kind of like we were all very much embraced it. We come from a very artistic background, and it was kind of like whatever you decide to be, that's totally fine.
Right.
On Dad's side of the family, even though their closet case about being very prejudiced, have you had anyone like outright get in your face about it? I feel like they just pretend like it doesn't exist.
They pretend like it wasn't exists. But I was also, I'm not going to name names, but I was also uninvited to a wedding because I might influence someone's daughters.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and
I didn't know
I was
that.
like a decade older than them. I was like, I'm not even going to hang out with those people.
What are you going to do? Like sweat it out or something?
Yeah.
They would like breathe in out your
But
pores?
you were confused when, how do you go back to it? What did it
can't.
say? What did it say?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Thanks for the explanation, by the way. What did you say before that?
We didn't catch what you said before that.
I'm reading sideways, sorry.
Sorry.
What was the question?
I don't know. I mean, does anyone else out there? Was it like a really big issue? I would not necessarily consider myself a lesbian. I consider myself more just sexual. I find people in general attractive.
You have more pictures kissing girls than I have.
Probably because I've made out with a lot more girls.
See?
That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gay. I think that I'm just sexual. I'm definitely attracted to men and I'm attracted to women.
I think everyone is to some
I think
degree.
I do.
But
I do
you were confused when you were young. I mean, you liked women but tried men. I'm attracted to both. I'm attracted to even transgender people. I'm attracted to mostly the personality.
Yeah,
than
you definitely dated strictly
the gender
women
doesn't
though,
really
in the last 10 years. But
the gender really doesn't
matter as much.
Yeah.
I think that's like a big problem though, is people kind of try to box people into a category and put a label on it, and it has to define who you are. And the moment that you step out of that box, it's like, oh my god, like, what do you mean? And I think that is kind of unfortunate, because I think people in general are very, very sexual, and you can't help who you're attracted to. You're attracted to whoever you're attracted to.
To answer that person's question,
go ahead.
Yeah, it was confusing when I was younger, because there was, all your friends are like dating, being like heterosexual and having boyfriend-girlfriend type relationships, and I was like, I'm attracted to all of you. I don't know what the fuck to do. I guess I would sit over here in the corner by myself.
I guess that would be kind of confusing.
Yeah.
A bit.
And also, when I was younger, there was a lot more homophobic people. If you said you were gay or anything like that, or, I mean, I don't think pansexual was even a word. But if you said you were gay or bi, it was like, oh my god, you're like weird and gross, get away.
Yeah, that
mean you're attracted to anyone that you find attractive. Exactly. If I find you attractive, you're attractive.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you have going on downstairs. I mean, but I think everyone to a degree is like that. But it's a matter if you choose to act on it or not.
Well, I mean, even in like the late 1800s, that's what bathhouses were all about. I mean, men were the only ones in theater. Men were the only ones like wearing high heels and playing dress up and being in drag and doing theatrical parts. But then on top of it, they had bathhouses. It was very commonplace for men to have lovers, as well as wives at home. But they had male lovers as well as female lovers, and that was very commonplace. I mean, throughout history, people have just been sexual. And then I think somewhere along the line, it was like, it became this abomination, something not talked about, and then it was like we all had to put labels on it, and you had to go sit in one corner or the other, and there was these lines that were being drawn.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with marketing, and a lot to do with religious, fear-based beliefs to indoctrinate people into doing what they want.
I could definitely see that, yeah. I think there is a lot of like stupid fear around it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I always found that homophobics were the ones that had the most tendencies
to be gay, just like people who are scared that their mate's going to cheat on them are usually the most likely to be cheaters.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually really, really true. The ones, it's like as soon as someone starts accusing you all the time. I remember when Pat and I used to date, anytime that he would get super suspicious that I might be cheating or whatnot, it would usually always come out that he had strayed. And it was just like, you always knew that he had done something because he started
jealous of everything.
Yes, and starts accusing because he's the one who did something, so he assumes because he did.
He's trying to find a way out. He
Yes.
cheated, so I'm gonna leave now. Even though I cheated 10 times before that.
I didn't cheat at all. That was the funny part. But yes, it's kind of the same thing. But I have noticed that about people that are really homophobic. What, did you scare everybody off, Sarah? They just all left the room.
We'll be back. Don't be worried. We have a whole road trip, and each one's going to be lesbians, ...
Oh my god.
All right. Does anyone have any more questions? I think we're going to leave this unless you talk to us. I'll give you 10 seconds. Remember when I posted on Facebook? You have 10 seconds to reply. And then I'm leaving. Okay. So you hang on a second. What am I hanging on to for a second?
So you don't think that
we have a second? Hold on.
So you don't think that you think that you identify more with pansexual?
Probably. But I don't like saying that I'm this or that, because it's always going to change.
Did at one point or another, did you feel like you were solely gay, like you were going to live out your life being a lesbian?
For the rest of my life?
Yeah.
No, but I have a tendency to be more attracted to females, I guess, and guys I like are usually like androgynous or kind of feminine.
Now, do you think, here's another question, because I think that some people are just gay and then other people are literally just afraid of men.
That happens too, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel that you're attracted to women because you're attracted to women, or do you think that you're attracted to women because you don't trust men?
No, I'm attracted to women.
You're attracted to women. That's what I wanted to know.
I think at this point, I'm probably more scared to date a woman than I am a man because I'm so traumatized from my last relationships.
Wow.
How do you react to homophobic people? I think they are less alike. Wait, there are a lot something than years ago. How do I react to homophobic people? It depends on how do you help them understand? Well, it depends on how it's directed. Like, if you are just talking about gay people and you're kind of homophobic, I like to jokingly make a really stupid remark about homophobic people.
Almost making fun of them,
and then they start laughing at themselves.
You kind of make light of the situation.
Yes.
That like you guys are taking yourselves way too seriously.
Yeah, and just pointing out the obvious that you're being completely ridiculous.
That makes sense.
If it's directed towards me, I'm kind of like, well, you're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe, but I don't think there's any situation where you have to be an asshole.
I don't think there is any situation where you necessarily have to be an asshole.
So I'm very lighthearted and just like, you know, you can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm a sinner. God hates me and I'm going to hell. But I guarantee if I'm going to hell, you're going to be there alongside me. So let's have some fun.
You know, I made sure there was assigned seating and I'm sitting next to you.
Right, yes. I've never been like gay bashed or anything like that. I've never been physically assaulted for
I feel bad for the kids that do, especially like the younger generation.
Yeah.
Like kids, like 'cause I like know that Donovan got picked on in school, and I've known kids that have had like themselves beat up and whatnot for being different or looking different, whether it's their sexuality or the way that they dress or their weight or just being different in any which way. My son was one of those kids, as well as I know a ton of kids that got beat up and picked on where it was. They were definitely bullied in that sense. And I think it's really unfortunate and it's really, really sad because I really feel like it stems from whatever home that they're coming from.
Right.
And you're just like, I would hate to meet their parents.
I mean, the closest I've had happened to me is junior high. I got picked on because I dressed different. But I neutralized it because people would be like in my face. And they're like, I'm going to kick your ass, da da da. And I'd just stand there and be like, okay. And they would do nothing. Because I showed no fear, and I was like, okay, what are you gonna do? And then I remember this one time, this girl in the hallway just punched me in the gut as hard as she could walking by, and I literally just, I didn't like, it didn't hurt, like it didn't hurt me. Like she went as hard as she could, and I just looked at her like, that's it, and I kept walking. Like I didn't even stop to like approach that she even hit me.
You just kept.
And I think it's because I got beat up every day by my older brother, Nathan.
Okay.
And so, like, any punch that a little 10-year-old could get me was like...
That's nothing compared to a big brother.
I get beat up by a teenager every day.
Yeah, my big brother's much worse.
So I think people were scared of me. Because
but that's
they
just,
could not get a reaction out of me.
Sad that, like, I think junior high, because, I mean, that's how old Donovan was when he got beat up all the time. And he got beat up for having asthma. He got beat up for being the chubby kid, for he had like, he dyed his hair black and it was really long and they called him queer and little emo boy. And he actually got physically beat up all the time, and picked on and isolated, and kids just ridiculed him. And I don't even know, junior high seems to be, the suicide rate is like so high, and it's so sad that part of growing up is so brutal.
They are brutal. Kids are brutal.
It's mean. It's just horrible. And I don't know, when we were, I don't know, we weren't raised like that, I guess, because I mean, we picked on each other, but that was it. Like, but I even know siblings that were way worse than we were.
Yeah.
Like, I remember some of our friends that, like, they were just brutal to their siblings, where they give each other black eyes and, like, rip each other's hair out. We were never that bad. I don't know. I always trip out on that. I'm just like, where does the violent streak come from? Because that scares me. But we also grew up in a violent household. So I think when you, I don't know. Dad didn't really pass that down to us. I wonder if it would have been different if we were boys.
Maybe.
I don't know. Because I think it made us a little bit more fearless of the bullies, because the boogeyman lived at home where we lived.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So it was
yeah.
like, what are you going to bring?
A kid your own size
It's nothing compared to the man that puts dents in cars and holes in walls. I mean...
Like, I live with the Hulk.
Pretty much. Like, Dad was like, he was really, really violent, very hairy and very big, 6 foot burly dude.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I've watched him dent, and like, I'm talking old Suburbans that are made out of metal, not this fiberglass cars are made out of now.
Yeah.
Still, and like, I've watched him put huge dents with his fist into it while screaming at people. And I mean, we had holes in the walls in the house where Mom used to stuff newspaper in. And I mean, it wasn't that I mean, you did not want to get spanked by my dad. It was like, when you were in trouble, you hid as long as you possibly could, hoping you would forget that you were going to get a spanking, because you had to psych yourself up for that, because you weren't going to sit for a week. And he didn't use belts or spoons, and I remember hearing kids say that they got whoopings like that. He used his bare hand, and that was brutal enough. Like, you did not sit for a week, because he definitely put some force behind it. It was, yeah.
All right, on that note, let's end this. What do you call this? Periscope?
Yeah, this is Periscope. Sarah doesn't know what Periscope is.
What do you say? We're going to end this broadcast now. How do you say over and out? See you later.
So over and out. We'll catch you guys later.